What are you doing? Because she was like, do you not have it anymore? I'm like, I do. I was just marking it. She goes, why are you marking it? I'm like, I'm tired.
Weak again.
I'm tired and I'm going to
Beep, boop, bop, 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 beep.
Through what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Awkward Tea Party. I am your co-host Emeroy, and this is Max over here, where we awkwardly fumble and talk about everything in regards to work, pop culture, essentially whatever we want. And this is a kind of a glorified way for me to get to spend time with my partner.
Oh my God. And put it on camera.
Can we take a moment to admire this look right now?
My camera off.
Can we admire this look right now? If you're just listening to this on Spotify or any of the podcasts, you're missing out. You are missing out on a vision.
Paradox.
But
For all
damn,
your digital marketing needs.
I don't like you. Here's the thing: like prior to all this, they're putting a lot of effort into their makeup, and I'm like, oh, and I literally 10 minutes before, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna set up. I'm like, I'm ready. Damn. Okay, if you guys are feeling it, if you guys are enjoying the outfit and the look, comment down below. Let me know. Showering them with comments.
I only take hot showers.
That makes sense why you're so hot. The first 5 minutes of this podcast is just me hitting on you. Okay, it's definitely been a busy few weeks. We batch film a lot of our podcasts now because it's simply the scheduling is wild, especially on my end with a lot of the stuff that I have to do. But yeah, shouts out to everyone who's here. Whoever you are, I see you 20 lurkers out there on Twitch. Comment down below where you're from. Have a conversation with us. No, like your city, and then also give your address. Give your address, and then give us your. So, how was your day? This is like completely one of the topics I said we were not gonna do.
Hold on.
Do you really want? I was just kidding, but you want to get?
Okay, so that was a half a shot. It was a day that I will forever remember and ever regret being alive for.
What happened? Yeah, it was like, because I know you vent to me often about your days
all the time.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's not often where you really just hate it.
Hate life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still like the usual stuff that but it normally happens spaced out through the week, not in one day at 4:45 in the afternoon when I get up at 5.
Oh, it's like one of those days. It's just like the universe somehow aligns to dump everything up on you.
Yeah. I know it's like 4:45, but you get this time before the day. Your end of day is like whatever freaking time your child gets to go to sleep. My end of day is in 15 minutes. So whose end of day are we talking here? So if you're making me do it, it means we're talking about my end of day.
Yeah.
I've been chained to this desk for a full 8 hours. And I know you haven't because you have other shit going on in your life and the work from home thing is making it great for you. But the best thing about working from home for me is that I'm chained to my desk for about 8 hours. But then after that, I get to just plop onto my bed when I'm done.
Yeah. What do you call it?
Okay, I'm not really literally chained to my desk for 8 hours.
Yeah, so you didn't get to do
other things. I get to go on a break. I make lunch. I eat lunch. I sometimes work out. I do work for VP on my breaks. Yeah, that's a break.
Yeah. So did you you weren't able to do your Pomodoros today, huh?
No, it's throwing the fuck off.
Damn, that
fuck off.
That really...
they ruined.
Yeah,
it sounds petty, but hey, it's me. I'm the one that plans ahead and then freaks out when somebody's a minute late.
Yeah, because especially doing that kind of scheduling, for me, I would assume it feels like there's a rhythm.
Yeah.
intense, relax,
Mhm.
whatever it is. Because for me, when it comes to like shoot days, and I'm not like as fun as they are, especially on a weekday, when I have to go film, I feel thrown off because there's a little bit of that voice. I'm like, I'm doing this instead.
Yeah, like you could be getting shit done, but you're doing this instead.
Yeah, that 4 hours, say for example, 4 hour film day, it'll be beneficial for 6 months, but
Mhm.
4 hours of just doing the Pomodoro, like I could be producing, point guarding, everything, all these other projects that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. I'm sorry,
But
man.
yeah, it was a trial. Yesterday was pretty bad, but at least I was able to like still map out my day and do everything I needed to do. It was just today. It happened. This isn't the first time it's ever happened, and that's not a good sign. But yeah, how do I put this nicely? It just sucks. Okay, it just sucks. That's the nicest way to put it. It sucks because like even though I did get a promotion, like I'm still so far down the like totem pole, like when it comes to my team.
Yeah.
The team that I belong to, I'm the one that gets dumped on when they're overwhelmed. But that worked before I had the promotion because I didn't have that much to do. There wasn't a lot that I was responsible for. So there wasn't dumped on me because A, I didn't have access, or B, they didn't know I could do it. And like with the promotion and everything, because they were like, oh shit, they can do all this work. They're like, this bitch can like do all this stuff too, and maybe even better. But they're just like, oh, let's just dump it all on the axe. We'll see, but like, dump it all on me in a timely fashion, not at 4:45, because you allowed me to set my own hours, and therefore these are the hours that work for me, and now you're disrespecting that. And it's like sometimes it made me feel like, oh, but I'm so far down below, like who gave you the right? I'm like, you did. Wait, they didn't say that, but like,
you're exercising your right as an employee.
Like,
how dare
exercising
you?
those said that you had to set your own hours because you work from home, and you don't seem to be like abusing it or putting in overtime when you don't have to. I'm like, well, that's because you won't pay me overtime, so I'm not putting in overtime.
Yeah,
I do qualify for overtime, but they won't do it because it's not in the budget right
now. Oh, okay. So it's a classic. It's a classic case of what I guess much is given, much is expected, but then much is even expected even more beyond.
Like, you do realize you're only paying me like bleep per hour.
So yeah, this very much reminds me of our VP After Hours podcast. Of like, they're paying you like I guess a small amount in the real what we should actually be paid, but then they're asking for a lot more. They expect you to go above and beyond to be a team player. And they're like, oh, but you're so fast at it. I'm like, it makes you kind of regret ever like be like, oh, okay, I can do this real quick. Like that one time. One time I did it once, and they were like, oh, well, they can do it real quick. Yeah. Yeah, but it takes years of experience to get that good. Well, the thing is, I don't have the years of experience that you do, but like them, I'm freaking. I mean, yeah. For them, I'm like. For them, for them, I could be working in Hollywood for all day. Yeah. Speaking of which, you got a new laptop too. How does that feel to be a potential, a future digital nomad? Says when? No one said I was gonna happen. Whatever. A digital nomad onto your bed. Yeah, exactly. Like when I'm done here, and I know there's not like I still like relegate all like my quote unquote big gaming, play any like AAA games or whatever the fuck. I play a lot of like indie games. I play Power Wash Simulator for fuck's sake. But I still play that here. Like I still play like Sim here and all that. The only game that I do play on my laptop is Chicory: A Colorful Tale because the stylus does come in very handy. Also, the game is part coloring book essentially. Well, that's cool. I love it. But yeah, like I mostly just use it to like dick around. Eventually, I might have to use it for work, not for my day job. No. For VP maybe, because like I can take on like some like smaller stuff. Like I can definitely handle a bunch of like Adobe programs for sure as is out of the box.
but I'm not gonna make it. Why do that when I have this monster? The only thing I didn't like, I installed my usual stuff on it, like my usual Adobe stuff, my Photoshop, my Illustrator. Even though I never use Illustrator, but we have EPS files that I sometimes have to recolor.
Just in case, yeah.
Just in case, it's literally just an EPS file of an icon that we have, and I'm like, oh, this needs to be a darker purple, and it doesn't come with the darker purple, so I'll just go change it.
Yeah.
And then Photoshop, InDesign, which is what we use a lot for my job. And yeah, Premiere's the only one I didn't install.
Yeah, I'm planning on getting a laptop myself, but another laptop because the
Are you
one I
gonna give
have is
that-
getting dated. The other one
Are
might
you
be
gonna give that to Jordan, or are you
might
just
give that
gonna
to Jordan
recycle?
or keep it here as a backup of my
Backup.
backup. Yeah, because it's still pretty good, but it just
Yeah.
it
And then
doesn't-
you
it
put an
can't-
SSD on it so it can technically travel better now.
yeah. So that's what I kind of. The problem is that it's not as fast as it used to be because things obviously programs get better, files get bigger, and the graphics card isn't up to snuff. I think I got this thing back in 2000. Jesus, 16, 2015. So it was fast then, but not anymore.
You've had that laptop about a year or two before we met back up.
Yeah, because that's how I was able to edit some stuff. Yeah. Anyways, the last time we recorded, we were probably only promoting the body positivity and not going to some of the Temper Tantrum stuff here. Yeah, because after that, we did a lot. And I'm also practicing trying to look at the camera because I feel like. So does it look like I'm looking at you? Love you.
What I do is I put the zoom window like very
Right
close to where the camera is.
But if I do that, I'm covering.
I can check myself and then.
Before you wreck yourself.
Exactly. So I can check myself before like
revealing my small ass kitchen. But yeah, like since the last time we recorded, like 3 episodes ago, at that time we were promoting body positivity. Since then we filmed a lot. We filmed a last minute spur of the moment, not really, BTS video to Permission to Dance. That became one of our biggest videos on our YouTube, about 100,000 views because obvious reasons. It's BTS. It's their latest song, so it's like writing trends.
And there was a challenge.
And there was a challenge that we were able to like leverage, so it helped out. And I also ran some brand awareness ads, so that obviously helped out as well. Yeah, that we did that. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. If you're listening to this on Spotify, go or anywhere else.
Temper Tantrum,
Apple Podcasts.
To Dance. Yeah, we'll see it.
Check it out. We also did another video shoot at the Rain Room at FD Studio Los Angeles. Shouts out to them for giving us some extra hours when their lights weren't working.
Oh.
They actually had lights that day that I wanted to use, the actual like backlights. They didn't have the remote. I was mad because like, what am I paying you for? Like I paid for this, and I didn't want to be like a complete Karen. But I'm like, you put in X amount of dollars for this, and to not have included that because it needed it was for the look that I wanted.
Yeah.
Thankfully. Thanks to our DP, our double penetrator, director of photography, Joey, he already had his lights. It worked when I did the color testing on the color grading. It worked. It looks friggin' fantastic. I'm like probably one of my favorite, I'd say like series of videos that we're gonna release. And one thing that I've learned from that is it sucks shit to dance in water. Because I can probably put together a compilation of everyone falling. Like
you should.
I'm probably gonna do that because
you should.
Some parts were scary. I know got to dance as well. She fell. And I think she hit her head. I was like scared that she might have gotten a concussion. She slipped that bad. But yeah, like this Rain Room studio wasn't set to be. It's not meant to be for dance. Or it's just meant to be for photos. Yeah.
It's meant to be for photos, but like it's also meant you could dance in it, but like just 1, 2, 3, 4.
We all had to do tests, like
careful steps only.
But one of the things that we found that was funny is that like we could do a leap and we could do a turn and land perfectly. We walk, we fucking fall. Like we just do it like somehow
Yeah.
like just a simple
Never
body
mind, just hop
mechanic of
around
a
then.
walk. Yeah.
Never
It
mind,
was
just hop around then.
so
Whatever.
it was fun and it was great. I this is exactly what I wanted with Temper Tantrum. Like obviously I would love for us to start doing more shows again. There's a couple I have in mind, but with everything that's going on,
Panini.
it's I'm hesitant, and that's what made it tough too. Like the literally the day, no, 2 days before we did the shoot, we were gonna be filming for another client. Then the client calls me saying we have someone in his office got COVID. He's vaccinated, obviously, and it helped. The guy didn't die; he was fine. The thing is, I don't want to get it, even though I have the vaccine. I don't want to get it.
Yeah, but like breakthrough cases are a
Sorry.
thing.
And then I just didn't want to. And then so we canceled that. So that's where things got really close to home. And I did like last minute, like everyone has to get tested again, and it was inconvenient, but thankfully everyone got tested. It's just it honestly is really rough for anyone in a leadership position to try to navigate all of this, because then like cool things seem to be coming back to normal, quote unquote. Things seem safer, which is good. Like you want to feel safer, especially if you actually care for your people. But I like then all of a sudden this whole thing happens and I'm like, oh, it's an inconvenience, but it's I'd much rather keep my dancers safe than do anything dumb. But either way, like it worked out, and then moving forward, we obviously have to get tested. I'm glad it worked out at the end. But yeah, after that, it'd be nice for us to be able to perform again. There's a couple in mind, but like I said, I'd much rather be safe than sorry, and have it be in a more controlled environment of it's just us. We can we can show proof that we got tested. But other than that, we have a whole bunch of other projects for quarter 3 and quarter 4. I'm gonna be honest, like the fun part in directing a dance company or anything is that you get to do cool things with everyone. The hard part is coordinating this thing. I have like 3 months worth of projects that I need to put together, but I'm excited, but it's also like there's so many pieces that might or might not be a miss. Like one of the things that I'm trying to book for us right now, I was writing an email before I made dinner, was to an escape room to see if we would be allowed to film. And then but here's the parameters that we won't give away anything, like essentially what the Forbidden channel did,
Redacted channel.
the redacted channel. But yeah, except instead of 2, the thing is that it's 9 people, and then 4 camera people. That's a bigger
4?
group. Yeah, I want as many, because if it's 9 people, I want to like group them up with you're with this camera person, you're with this camera person, you're with this camera person. That way it's like it's assigned, it'll be easier, so they're not trying to scatter for shots. You're only responsible for this kind of group. And that's what we did with the first one we did, was the first episode of Temper Tantrum Versus, which is not out yet. But yeah, this is like that's some I would love for us to do that, and I kind of it'd just be cool like to do all these things. Yeah. It's just fingers crossed things work out. Fingers crossed that things only go up in terms of everything.
In terms of what? They can't see that on the audio.
I know, in terms of everything, but yeah. And then god dang, there's so much that's happening. We have like 3 video shoots that's coming up. We're planning on doing. Those of you guys who listened or who watched the Donut Life Museum, we are planning on doing a sequel to that, which is you guys will see. You guys will probably see some form of storyboard or some shit like that ahead of time. And we're planning on doing a Halloween episode, not podcast. We're planning on there's so much, man. We're planning on doing a Halloween video on I think the theme for that was going to be Phasmophobia. I don't know how we're going to execute that or how we're going to get equipment to make it look like that. But yeah,
you're not going to get
actual what?
EMF readers.
I would like if we can get some sort of like prop that looks like it, that would be great, because it would suck to just buy it for no reason and I'd leave it in the middle of the night and I just hear and it just randomly turns on death. That would freak me the fuck out.
No, that's the spirit box.
No, the spirit box. Yeah, that's the spirit box. The EMF reader. I want to get some of the equipment, and then obviously
you're gonna need some night vision cameras.
that too. Oh man, and I don't think SLRs don't have that. So camcorders do, and I didn't realize they still actually sell camcorders.
They do. A lot of like small like vloggers or like even big vloggers that like they just happen to be big because they have like subs up to like their cameras are literally just camcorders.
Yeah,
because that's what makes sense for them. It's easy for them to use. They don't have to fiddle around with shit.
Yeah, but yeah. Then we're planning on doing a Christmas video, and then we're also doing a Vision Paradox, Temper Tantrum, Halloween crossover, and for Halloween and Christmas. So we're gonna be sharing scary stories again.
So I feel like scary stories on Christmas.
No. Oh God. No, I feel like
your scary stories because none of them happened to me.
I feel like Crystal had a lot.
She still has more.
That she I feel like she does. That she didn't get a chance because everyone had to go around. Since then. Yeah. So
has she been holding out on us?
There's a lot, man. Every time she tells a story, we're like,
because I'm just here to listen.
Like, and I'm thinking of inviting my friend Sapphire Sandalo. She is She has a supernatural podcast. Like she talks about all these what do you call it? Different supernatural creatures, I guess. And recently she was sharing about like the ones from the Philippines because she's Filipino. And I met her back in 2009.
Can we bring Yvette in?
Oh hell yeah!
People have heard it before, but
no, actually,
it bears repeating.
No,
it wasn't. Temper Tantrum hasn't.
No, like because she shared that. Yeah, it was on a podcast when talking about some other
super sensitive topics that we were like we can't.
Yeah, so we just decided to we'll bring her on. Ooh, I'm excited for these crossover podcasts.
If she's down, I know she's busy with like she's got some shit going on.
School, yeah, I bet. And personal things. I remember that. Yeah.
She's got some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's down, but if she's down, we can get it.
One thing I would love, because if it was just going to be a Temper Tantrum exclusive for the Halloween podcast, I wanted us to do like
it was a crossover.
It's a crossover. Like I would like if everyone was here, like in LA. I would love to do Are You Afraid of the Dark kind of style. We'd be in a dance studio, obviously, just because we can have more control.
No, in the woods.
Because that would be such a pain in the ass to control with lighting.
That's true.
And
sound.
Oh, God, that would be a pain. But in the dance studio, fake campfire light. It would just be a friggin' iPad.
It literally would just be like an iPad. No, like or
one of those fake
if
little.
It has that LED light that like can do the fire setting.
And it would be nice, like
maybe Joey's does that.
Maybe then we can have like camera
volunteering
setups.
Joey for no reason.
We can have the camera setups of us being around the campfire. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Those of you guys who watched that I remember that show.
Was my favorite.
There was that one super gory, bloody thing, pool monster. I was like, they're showing this on TV. Yeah. I was like, dang, Nick. Yeah. Nickelodeon. Yeah. That's all. That would be like my ideal thing for a Christmas.
And then you can turn into a Halloween skit. Episode. You can turn into a skit, and somebody's actually like a real person is actually like hiding somewhere. Let's say you're at the mob, and then somebody just like hides in like a little like dressing room backstagey area and like just starts like throwing shit around but you know about it.
Yeah.
Like you plan it, so it's just like
that'd be fun to do, like just to have us be in the studio like that.
And then somehow there's a rocking chair in the back.
And similar with the Christmas podcast, I would like us to be on a Christmas set, like just to be super corny with it,
fake presents and
we should all just be like have fake laughter the whole time. Oh, Merry Christmas.
You're gonna get hit by the Happy Holidays.
Oh God, fuck off. I would love to do that, and there's a lot, man. There's just a lot just going through my brain right now, but it's exciting and also stressful, but also majority exciting. And here's one of the things that I thought, once we start doing real shows again, like the amount of videos we produce are gonna drop. Because now we have to spend a week. We have to rehearse every week to get ready for the show.
So then it turns into a Temper Tantrum vlog.
So, yeah.
The rehearsals and not like a full-on vlog like yours. Like this is what happened throughout the day. It's just like montage.
Oh yeah.
Clip of the show done.
Yeah,
You had to be there.
Yeah,
type of things.
that'd be cool.
And then the full stuff can be found on your vlog.
Yeah.
In 2 years.
Yeah, and then we're also planning on having auditions around December, literally 2 weeks before I travel out. So it's every week, yeah, because it's more stressful planning because now it's planning around the amount of traveling that I'm doing because every month I'm going to go visit Jordan, and then eventually you, which is like when I visit you, it's a whole stack of traveling. So it's like, whew, there's a lot. Yeah, but we're planning on having auditions, and what I want us to do for that is have it be more like, instead of just like a class, I'm gonna have it like spotlights, 3 cameras. There's been auditions where people that it's actually been like that, but I can have that as well, just to like intimidate them. And then when they join and then enter their first rehearsal, they're like completely disappointed about everything
because everyone's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, we're just like Brandon. I was talking about this with Brandon. We're just gonna start calling out random numbers, like, and we have 5, 6, and 8, please, and we don't give anyone numbers. And they're like, no, what the fuck? 5, 6, and 8, please. And are we a room of professionals or no? And
then like, Brandon just goes, I said 5, 6, and 8. And where are you?
He just wants to toss the table for no reason.
So do you have an extra table that has like nothing?
Yeah. It would just be funny, just to like mess with.
And then whoever from Temper Tantrum is there for the auditions just to be there is just like acts all scared and shit, and be like, and then also like 5, 6, and 8, where you at? Where are you?
Then
thought you wanted to be one of us.
I know. Oh my god.
Thought you wanted to be here.
Then people are like, oh no, I thought this was a safe dance company. I thought this was gonna be like fun and chill, but they're scary.
But they were so chill in their podcasts. The videos they were doing were like all sad but also happy. I didn't know they were gonna be this mean.
Nothing in between. Happy or just sad. That's all the videos we're producing.
Like super uplifting and then like sad.
I know. Like, we empower you, and then here's something very sad. Yeah, I've been getting DMs on auditions too. I'm really trying to keep my expectations as low as possible, because I don't want to be like overhyped and like, yeah, we got hella people coming, and there's like zero. I don't think there's gonna be zero. Like 5 people show up, but it'd be cool, and I like that we're getting acknowledged for the things that we're putting out. I think there's people that I don't know that are saying like, oh, you were a part, you did Donut Life, or this other museum that we're going to be working with. They saw what we did with Donut Life, and they're like, oh, yeah, just let us know when. You can have it as long as you need.
Wow.
And yeah, so then we're thinking of.
And there was like no connection or anything. You're just like, hey, can we do this?
Yeah, Brandon said he was just going to do a video because they're having a influencer day to promote their thing, and Brandon went there to go shoot. And then he talked to the owner, and they were like, oh yeah, we know about that. We saw the website and everything. And then boom. So yeah, and then I'm hoping to make that into a sequel, and then make it into a trilogy. But this would be a nice trilogy. Thing to do.
What will be the third one?
The
Mystic Museum.
The Dream Space one.
Oh.
We'll make it cosmic, and we're gonna make B-Rock the evil, the Thanos.
I thought it was gonna be the Museum of Death.
No, you can't. No, you can't go in there. You can't bring a camera in there.
I know.
I thought about that because because I only know about that.
No, the Museum of Death is actually super sensitive. You're better off with like the Mystic Museum.
Yeah, because it's
but it's so tiny. It's in Burbank.
Yeah, and the only reason I found out that you couldn't bring a camera is because it was mentioned in Bailey Sarian that you can't like bring your camera, and it's like
people's personal effects are in there.
Yeah, and it's very real. I don't know.
Yeah, it's real. It's real. It's a little bit more personal to some of these people.
Yeah. So to exploit it in that way.
Yeah.
We're dancing over here.
We're dancing on your figurative graves.
Yeah, and that would be so insensitive. Speaking of Bailey Sarian, she is. I am currently insanely that introduced it to me. Then Joey that really got me stuck on it because we were listening to it on the road trip to
I was gonna say Joey.
Joey's the one that was DJing when we were driving, and he was like, "All right, time for Bailey Sarian." I'm like,
Murder Mystery
Really, dude?
Makeup Monday.
yeah, that first episode that we listened to effed me up. Yo, this is like the one in the I think Death by Mail.
Oh, Cordelia.
That one was like, what the fuck, dude?
Listen to that a little bit in the car too, like on the way back from New York.
Yeah. So like now I'm like, I've been binging everything, just like listening to everything while working.
And then she has a podcast,
and then
history podcast.
I'm listening to that one after. Like I started from episode 1 where she had no
Murder,
theme
Mystery,
song.
Makeup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like around it. I was like, in
and
my
like
head,
the intro's a little drier. Just like, hi, I'm Bailey Sarian. And
yeah. And then I was wondering when she was actually going to start making the intro. It was like around episode
2019.
Yeah. So I love the content. It's so good. And if you guys love what's their
murder
what's
mystery,
thing? Murder
crime,
mystery, yeah, true crime
and makeup.
Yeah, because I was about to say if you love murder, I was like, no, that would be bad.
Murder mystery.
Yeah, murder mysteries. She's
mystery, true crime.
Yeah,
a little bit of spookies.
Yeah, it definitely she definitely has a unique way of telling the story because like when I saw these mystery shows back,
it's so serious.
It's just like like
it's like
such and such
19 whatever Jeffrey Dahmer blah 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 blah. And meanwhile she's like, okay, so when he was like 18, this is what Jeffrey did.
It's like casually listening to a friend.
And it's like, okay, then what?
Yeah, it feels more relatable. The other one,
there's so much info that she's cramming in. She actually does her own research. She has researchers with her, so she has like all the info. And if she misses something, it goes in the edit.
And I like this whole time, like because I didn't know that until I actually started watching. I was like, damn, she knows how these stories in deep. Like she like knows every detail, but obviously she researched it.
Everything. I mean, she's not gonna put out a story and not research it. Like even if she did know surface level everything about the Casey Anthony case, because like everybody was seeing like what's going on in the news. Like she didn't just go, oh, well, according to police, blah 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 blah. Like she went. I don't know how she found all that info, but yeah. Because for most people, like people just knew Casey Anthony as that woman that murdered her baby and got away with it.
Oh my god! Oh god, that one. I don't know what to talk about it. That one's like
okay. Anyway, well, yeah, she still is America's most hated woman. Period.
Fair. Yeah, when I was listening to like, what the fuck, dude? If you guys are watching this live or are watching this on YouTube or listening on podcast, go check it out. This is not a sponsor. I think we're just like obsessed. Yeah. I'm a huge fan.
She's never gonna see this, but Bailey Sarian, I love you.
I know. Oh, that'd be so cool. I don't know how. I think it'd be cool to.
Okay. Well, the thing is, I didn't know like before she started doing the murder mystery makeup stuff. Like she was just any typical makeup YouTuber. Well, not typical makeup YouTuber, but I first found out about her because she did this like collab thing, I guess, like long time collab with Ipsy, like the monthly makeup subscription service thingy. So I used to have an Etsy box, and then they would have little postcards with like, here's what you can do with what's in your bag, and stuff like that. Or sometimes it's just literally influencers. Like Gabriel Zamora was on one of them, and then I saw like Bailey Sarian, and I'm like, oh, it's a little gothy, it's a little nice, and it's wearable goth. So I like
wearable goth.
So I found her on YouTube, and I just kept watching. There were tutorials. There was some get ready with me's like she used to do every Saturday. She stopped doing, and then she started doing Murder Mystery Makeup Monday. I was like, this is the channel.
Yeah.
This is the channel.
This
is the channel to be. Sub to her, please.
What I love about it is like she broke out because the beauty genre is very saturated.
There's a lot more like beauty YouTubers now that are doing something similar. Like really? Robert or James Welsh, one of them. Who does the makeup one of them. So there's these twins. Like one of them does skincare, and one of them the other one does makeup. So the one that does makeup has been doing these like scary story time things while he puts on makeup. And a lot of other people are like starting to adopt to that a little bit. But yeah, the OG. Well, I don't. Okay, here's the thing. I don't even know if she's the first one to do it, but she's the best one to do it.
That's fair. Did a random thought just occur to me is that I should I should horribly attempt to tell a
Do
scary
makeup?
story while I'm terribly put on makeup. I'm like, I tried. I just want to do it bad. Emeroy versus makeup.
Oh, please let me be there for that.
There's a lot of things. Emeroy versus learning how to ride a bike.
All we could do is we could put up like a partition between me and you, and then we could have
Wait.
like
You try to tell me what to do.
exactly. I'll be doing my makeup, but at the same time, I'll be like, okay, here's what I'm doing. Because like I've seen this done before, like with my like some other beauty YouTubers, but also Joshua Weissman did this. Like obviously he's a cooking channel. He did this with his girlfriend, with Emma Chamberlain, and his mom.
Oh, oh wow.
He would there'd be a partition between them, so they have two different stations, and he would be talking them through it. And also, a lot of it used to have back-to-back chefs, so it's the setup would be very the same. Like you'll have a whisk, you'll have this, you'll have the exact same things. So all you have to do is be like, all right, now grab your whisk, do this. So with you, it's like, all right, grab your sponge.
But we wouldn't have the same.
And use the egg side of it, but you won't see me. So I'll have to be very.
I wouldn't have the same product as you though.
I can buy two of things that are cheap enough. We go to dollar store right now.
Okay. But yeah, like we would also
Bailey Sarian.
Oh yeah, what I loved about her is like she found her own niche within the niche. What do you call it? It just reminds me of this one thing of the 22 immutable laws of marketing. So it's just if it's saturated, there's no way in hell you're gonna somehow
and beauty
be
YouTube
better.
is saturated as fuck.
So you have to create your own, essentially create your own domain. I forget what the law is, but it's like my favorite example is like sodas. Like when you think of sodas, probably one of the first things you think about is Coke and Pepsi, and those are just going to be the two. No one thinks about RC Cola. No one thinks about whatever the fuck else is there. So obviously, to somehow still get a margin of that, Sprite and 7-Up, clear sodas. No one else really thinks about the other ones. What is there? I don't know. But
there was a Pepsi Crystal. Remember that?
Oh, there's that, yeah.
Pepsi.
But the fact
was
that
it Pepsi Crystal or Coke? One of them.
The fact that
Coca-Cola,
Sprite or 7-Up, they created their own subgenre and were the first. They're going to be the first. They're going to be the one that's mostly thought of.
Sprite is under Coke.
That's fair too. But eventually, I wouldn't say that you can't overtake it eventually. Because eventually there are things that are better, like that outperform. Like for the longest time, Nintendo was dominating. Then PlayStation 3 wasn't that great, so Xbox dominated for a while in terms of sales.
And then Nintendo did this thing where they essentially let Microsoft and Sony battle it out for who's got the best console, blah blah blah, blah. And then like it was just like, here's the Wii.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here's the Wii U. Oh, also here's the Switch. Like
what's great about them is that they're really focusing on like a family, keeping it as a family console kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because like essentially what it was
a party console.
It was like, what was it like in the whole back then it was supposed to be just an entertainment system, whatever it is, the NES.
Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah, so not trying to involve the whole family, making a whole experience compared to PlayStation and Xbox. The games are really cool, but it isolates. One would think it isolates the family aspect, but not so much with me and Jordan because we're playing.
Well,
so it depends. Like the terms, I think.
Well, it depends on what the family is.
Yeah, because there's some families that are just playing straight up playing COD.
Yeah.
And then, but you wouldn't play COD with, I don't know, a toddler.
I'd be like, pull up, let's go.
But
Counter Strike.
For them, they cast a broad net.
It's got a broader net. Like you have like carries games like Smash Bros. It carries games like Animal Crossing and all this other cute shit. And then it also carries some of like the more serious games, which obviously will not look as good as it does on a PlayStation or an Xbox. But it's there. Options.
Yeah. So I mean, how's Stadia doing? I
don't know.
Realize that.
I had a free trial and I got a controller out of it.
I feel like it's
a controller and a Chromecast. I was really in it for the new Chromecast because it's the Chromecast that I have right here now. And then
I feel like the Stadia really is just like the prototype or the precursor to future game streaming already. PlayStation's already doing that.
Steam Deck's coming out.
What's that?
Maybe.
Same thing? Streaming like the games? like directly off?
Kinda. It's a Steam machine that's a handheld.
Essentially, like a Switch, but with Steam.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I might want that.
If it's good.
Yeah, because it would be nice to go play my games on Steam on the go.
Play Power Washing Simulator.
Because
I get it.
Because the thing is, I love playing on PC, but if I'm on the go and I want to play a game that's only on Steam, I can't. Or the game that I bought on Steam, so that'd be the upside.
Laptop
My laptop, or preferably something smaller, because my laptop right now is an 18-inch beast. So it's like, putting it on the friggin' tray on the plane would just be a pain in the ass. But it'd just be easier just to be like, here's my Switch, my Steam Deck.
Well, I have a Switch, so I can travel with that.
Oh yeah. Did you the last time you traveled here? You had your Switch too already, right?
No.
Or no? Okay.
I got my Switch like
quarantine started in
so you're playing
March
Animal Crossing.
year, and I was playing Animal Crossing with the rest of the world.
Yeah. At least I'll have that. That's one of the reasons I kind of Switch too, man. Because it's like, even though I download things to watch on Netflix, I'm like, fuck, I'm bored, dude. Like, but to have a Switch and just like to mentally stimulate my mind, I'm like, yes.
Tetris 99.
On Switch?
Yeah.
I'm not interested in Tetris. I want to beat stuff.
You said
up.
you wanted to stimulate your mind.
You stimulate
puzzle game.
my mind.
Oh, gross.
I would rather play like Smash Brothers.
Oh, and lose.
Just
again.
Yeah. No, I'll just play. I'll play Sonic because
no Sonic, no NES.
I'll just be cheesing it on the flight.
No Sonic, no NES.
No, I don't like using NES. He's hard.
I love using NES.
He's tricky. So,
no, he's not.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of like using his like the little thunder and the just.
That's my favorite because that's like when applied correctly, like you're about to fall off a ledge and it doesn't have like floaty thingy, like a floaty mechanic.
Yeah.
Like Kirby would. Like you can literally just like use it as a kick in the pants to boost you up.
Yeah, I just didn't have the patience or to control that. I'm like, fuck this. I just want a button to go. That's why you have macros on my my things.
Yeah.
If you can save yourself thinking power, you have extra thinking power for other stuff.
Here, I thought my friends were good people, and then here's me. I'm just like, yeah, NES is easy, and you're like, no.
It requires extra effort for that attack.
My friends call me lazy.
I don't think it's I think it's it requires a certain set of skills and patience.
I have no patience, but I want to win, so NES.
Me too. Sonic.
No, not allowed. I can't believe I taught you how to use Sonic. Well, I didn't really teach you how to use Sonic. I said, Sonic.
You showed me like, oh.
I showed you where the cheese was.
Yeah, I was like, cheese. Yeah, he's OP.
This is why my friends and I don't play Sonic.
They don't patch these games, do they?
What do you mean?
Like the Smash Brothers, because I'm assuming that you can probably download the game aside from just getting the actual cartridge. Do they do updates and shit like that?
Yeah, like when they add new characters and shit.
Yeah, because
you have to unlock still, but still.
Yeah, it's been forever since I've had anything to do with Nintendo, so I just don't know how. The last time I had anything Nintendo was N64.
Gross.
Because I always borrowed my friend's GameCube. That's how I played the other Smash Brothers.
Well, we had a GameCube.
Yeah. But after that, we had a Wii, but it was my sister's.
And then we sold that and the Xbox to buy a PS3.
We should do Temper Tantrum versus professional tennis player.
Tennis?
Yeah.
Tennis?
Yeah. What else we got on? We have on here? Dealing with doubters and haters.
I don't know. You put that on there.
I don't know. I put that on there as well. I don't recall.
Do you have any doubters or haters? I don't care enough to know if I do.
Well, I think it's probably primarily because of the annoying comments that I've been getting on my YouTube. I primarily just ignore it. But if it's
which ones?
Ignore it. I don't bother to like. If I skim it and I see anything that's immediately just like, okay, like they're just going off on something I don't care. Something I just don't care about. Yeah, things I just immediately just ban them. I don't delete the comment. I just ban them. I don't care. There's 2 billion users on YouTube. Yeah, anything like ignorant, mean, things like that. And I could see like why some of the things we say, like, especially on Temper Tantrum's channel, is like come off as mean because we're coming off like with our own experience and sharing it off. It can seem, I would say, almost borderline arrogant because it's like we're coming from our experience. But watching a whole bunch of reaction videos doesn't mean that you have the same experience as us.
True.
Being a super fan doesn't mean you have the same experience as us.
Yeah, I don't care that like you know what time Hoshi takes a shit.
Or I don't care that their entire backstory or their lore.
I don't care
that
you have a bottle of their urine.
So, like
shut up.
I appreciate that they are excited. I love that they are passionate about it. But if you
wanted to see a glowing review, go watch someone else. YouTube is a massive place.
Like for
if
me,
you want your echo chamber to be undisturbed, go watch something else.
Yeah, I'm like mainly talking about it as a dancer. Same with everyone else on Temper Tantrum, and I'm like, and then it's just to play on because it's part of my personality. I try to play both sides. Like, I'm pretty sure they're sharing it out of sheer passion and enjoyment and excitement because maybe they don't know, like in a conversation like with someone new, like, if I could share you with you more. So
yeah, as long as it's relevant.
So like they can talk more about it. And then for us, sometimes there's those conversations you have with other people that are like when you overshare and then the people are like land. Yeah. I don't really like I'm not really on that level as
the you. Paragraphs and paragraphs on their like sleep schedules and their study schedules, and that we should be a lot nicer about it. It's like
I can talk to, say, in a group with Temper Tantrum, me, you, and Diego and Brandon, say where that's the group, we can talk about wrestling. It probably will not land for Brandon.
True.
So it's the same thing. It's the same concept now that I'm saying it out loud. They're probably sharing it, geeking out. There's probably a lot of with other people because they're passionate about it. It's just not landing for us because it's like I don't give a fuck. I just want to appreciate the art.
Yeah.
I think
not everyone is going to be. I think there was a comment on your video. It was a positive comment. It was like, oh, you have great reaction videos and other dance videos. Now you're Army too because you posted and choreographed the permission to dance one. And then one of our mods, I forgot who it was.
It was Eb.
It was just like they just made a dance video. That doesn't mean they claim a fandom or they've announced their allegiance to a fandom. It's just they like the song. BTS is accessible as hell.
Yeah.
Like it's literally when you say K-pop, everyone's like, oh, BTS.
Yeah.
Whatever, that's a little ignorant, but still, like that's a thing.
And I'm a huge fan of their, not a huge fan. I like their music. I liked that song so much so that I had to choreograph it.
You friggin' weep. You wept.
I cried
on stream.
Yeah, because it left that kind of like wept.
Weep? Jesus wept.
Yeah, yeah, because it left it was the vibe. For me as an artist, that's the kind of vibe I would love for. Ow! I just hit my fucking lip.
Need some ice?
No, I'm good. I just like it was weird.
You got a fat lip now?
No, but those are the types of vibes that I want people to experience, like joy, somewhat to the level of escapism, because or some sort of euphoria. It like calls home to those happier moments. Yeah, especially right now. So it's that's what I wanted to embody as well, and they were just a catalyst for that. Because I honestly feel like I hold back on that kind of stuff sometimes because I feel like I'll be like overly cheesy and corny. Like my first choreography as a group was Kill the Lights, and it was just like straight up disco fun and grooves. I want to make people smile when I'm dancing. Obviously, like there will be moments where I just want to be a badass, but most of the time I just want to be like, hey, look at me smile. I hurt my neck doing that.
What neck? Necks aren't real.
Necks aren't real.
Necks aren't real.
If you guys are listening to Necks Aren't Real, they're government
drones
to watch people
right up there.
The camera just comes out
right up there with birds. I was kidding.
But yeah, and I'm thinking of if I gather enough of these comments, I'm probably going to start a new segment of just dancer reacts to stupid comments. one of my
This
favorites.
dancer reacts to comments.
To and I'll be one of my favorites. I consider a stupid comment, but it also made me laugh really hard. It was just like, I would subscribe to your channel if your mustache wasn't in your mouth so much.
I'll be like, do you have money for
For my barber?
I was like, I can pay you to be my barber and trim it all the time because I don't have fucking time.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I am grateful for everyone who's watched my channel, Temper Tantrum's channel, like who shares the excitement and who's asking for stuff, who's putting the requests on the proper channels, not just DMing
Not in the
me,
comment.
Yeah.
Where we said not to. Where we said not to. Some people take that. We don't.
I think one of the other mean comments that I got was like, I guess anyone can call them a professional nowadays.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that.
I hit hard. I'm like, ooh, okay, time to list my credits.
I was gonna be like,
wow, I love all the dance videos on your channel.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And then that's why my intro is longer now, so I can share my credits. 20 years, started doing it this time, and then same thing with Temper Tantrum. Like we do.
Oh, the Temper Tantrum intro was way longer.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, we're not stands, and I tried to show like an intro of like, and Brandon yelling at people. Never yelling at me because I'm not dead.
Also, you stay away and you only do like one section.
No, because I know my shit. So
yeah, there's that.
So
and you do one section.
Yeah. What do you call it? Even then, if you're doing one section, some people
especially if you're doing one section.
Like, there's no that. Yeah. Even then, like before I was doing, I decided to just do one section. I would still be fucking around just to like to back my shit up. When I would be in multiple sections, I still be fucking around. Even in high school, like when I was in everything, like I still had my shit that like when captains would be yelling, coaches would be yelling, I'm like,
it's time.
Yeah.
Not me.
I know my shit.
Can't be me.
So and then obviously there's moments where I do know where I get called out. Like, Emeroy, you're fucking up. Like, no, I'm fucking up. And I'm really hard on myself when I don't know my shit.
I remember,
I think it was the first. It was my senior year. Like it was for
my class, my dance class, and it was for like our first showcase or whatever. And it was like we had about 3 to 4 weeks like before the showcase, so it's not like we're coming down to the wire, but we kind of were for some of them, because some people actually only can do like are only confident within the first 4 8 counts.
Oh god.
Still.
Oh, no.
And it's been this long already.
Cut out.
Like I know. Well, it's the class thing is like the class. So it's like if you want to pass this class, you need, for at least for this semester, you need to be in the showcase. You need to perform in the showcase. Like it's mainly like the performance in the showcase is more of a pass fail. Like it doesn't matter like how many sections you're in or whatever, but you did the showcase. It was just like a public school dance class. So whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And like the grades come from how you were doing in the class. So like she sees you only able to do the first 4 8 counts after how many other weeks that we've been rehearsing the exact same thing over and over again. We were only in one number, and these bitches didn't have a solo in the number. Me and my friend Simon had our solo, so we had like an additional 8 counts to worry about, and an additional like 4 8 counts to worry about for ourselves, and then they go away, and then the two of us are on stage, and then we do our thing, and they come back. Like they get to rest. We just keep going. And so we were just like, we were like sitting there. We were like, there was one time, it was like around the same time, I was having an off day, and I was like, I had everything. She knew I had everything. She's seen me like day by day, week by week, doing it, like perfecting it. Mirror, no mirror, counts, music, double time, like everything.
Triple time.
No. And it was one day I was having an off day. I was just marking it, and I was marking it. You know, I was just really kind of just like marking it, and in my head I was like imagining what it's supposed to look like in my head. So I'm like staring at the ceiling while I'm doing that. And my teacher was pissed.
Because you were just marking.
What are you doing? Because she was like, do you not have it anymore? I'm like, I do. I was just marking it. She goes, why are you marking it? I'm like, I'm tired.
Weak again.
I'm tired and I'm going to shit.
I cried and she let me go.
Oh wow, that was an off day. If you...
I cried. I was crying. She goes, "Are you?" She was like, and then she goes, "Okay, have a seat."
Oh,
honey."
you're not
Have a
just
seat.
holding
Have a
yourself
seat.
back.
See. And then my friends were like, they were like,
Is that what your
they-
friends do? They just pet you?
They were like, yeah.
Really?
I was like a puppy. I was like, they were like information. They were just like, I was like,
Yeah, I remember those.
and then I'm like, still, I'm watching them. I'm like having an off day. I like all this shit in my mind, on my mind. I'm just like, oh, she was off.
You're what?
And I'm just like, look, I'm just like watching, and I'm like, she was off. I would like literally just, I would look at my teacher. She's watching from, because they're doing it in front of the mirror. I'm sitting at the mirror. She's standing behind them, watching them from like the her like wide angle view. But like she's like scanning the whole formation. There was a lot of formation changes, so she didn't have to like really scan too much and forget who was where. And I was like sitting there. I was just like, so I'm like, I'm also doing the same thing, because like my friend Simon, I can ignore him because like I know he's got it. He's fine. He's splitting center. He's splitting front and center with me. He's supposed to have it. I'm like, we good. So I'm like scanning everyone else, and like I saw like one girl with like, she was like off by like half a count, and I'm just like, she goes, I thought you were having an off day. I am. She goes, how are you pointing those out? I'm like, okay, when I was marking it, I was still hitting them where I was supposed to. I just wasn't hitting it as hard. I'm like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I was like, I was just like,
you know what one of my dreams is?
What?
To perform on stage with you. Yeah. Come on. You'll be with a group. You can be in the back.
God, I can be with a group of really good dancers, and I fuck up behind all of you.
No, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Your movement is still really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. But I would love that. That would be so cool.
Oh my god!
Like how excited I am just thinking about this. Oh, we're on stage together, and you're like, and you're giving me like an anxiety face. I'm like, yeah.
I don't like this feeling. I remember this feeling.
But yeah.
But when, the worst.
But when you're on stage and then
when
after,
it's
it's
over,
like,
and then when it's over, I'm just like crying in the corner.
That was so good.
No, so everyone's gonna be like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Tell him I hate him."
Just one section. Just a redoing of hit the lights, kill the lights.
Kill the lights. And then everyone's like, the corner calling an Uber. I'm like, I'm out. Bye. Like we're getting drinks
cool?
after.
Would it be that cool? Cool? Just to be on stage together? As she takes a shot, everyone. And when you're here, I can already imagine Brandon telling you like, "Hey, when you come into rehearsal, Crystal asking you about rehearsal."
Like when I'm there, like moved, or when I'm there vacation.
Moved for vacation. I would assume you just want to chill. So.
I would just jam pack everything. Like for vacation, I would just jam pack the whole thing. Oh, sorry, no time for class.
When you're here, I was also thinking of doing a VR shooting thing. What is it? I don't know. A VR zombie thing. Ooh, excuse me.
What? That sounds fun, but
your makeup?
The moneymaker.
Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, so we'll have to do something else then.
That sounds like fun, but the moneymaker.
We should do it.
You should do it.
We should do it.
You should do it. I'll just be behind you with that headset on, scaring you. Be like,
with Joey and Nancy.
I'll just be like, Wah!
With Joey, like how? Wah! eat booga. We should actually try to do that stupid skit that me and Noelle,
the Newlywed game.
The Newlywed game that me and Noelle,
Julian.
Yeah, and Joey and Nancy. And it just becomes completely something else. I would be down.
Just takes a turn.
Yeah.
Edited.
We would have to like script that. Well, we have a script, but we have to like.
It turns
plan
really dark and it involves fake blood.
Yeah, that too. And Noelle's evil twin.
Noelle is in. Oh yeah. Oh god, then we have to cut and have to do her makeup.
Yeah, that's the part that's gonna be time consuming. But I feel like
she can do her own makeup, but
yeah,
I can help her.
And then we would have to involve her mom and dad because they're gonna be like, because it's part. It's
they're
part
gonna
of
be
the
like,
story. Like,
you have a twin.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Did we already talk about this? Like, companies going back to work in office and versus remote. Did we already talk about that? Like, companies trying to.
Well, we talk about it all the time, but like
That's
not
true,
in this way. Because my job right now is starting to once again encourage remote work if possible, and I'm just like,
oh, they are.
Yeah, because Delta Nu.
Is that really the name?
No, it's just Delta.
Okay, I was about to say it sounds like a friggin' sorority.
Yeah.
Delta Nu.
Okay.
Are you a Delta Nu?
From Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
No, yeah, because initially we're like, oh, November, by November we'll have a plan for hybrid, and it's like the office, like our office, like my team's office will be like completely rearranged, and there'll be room for everyone, but at the same time we're trying not to have everybody in the office at the same time, which is great. So I can work by myself. Like if I have to, I can just still get in by myself, or like one other person with headphones in it, and I can ignore them, hopefully. Now they're just like encouraging remote work. I was like,
man, yeah, I feel like because there's obviously employers trying to incentivize people to come back to work. I think this is earlier this year.
I was in a conversation with my CEO. Like I went to a staff event at my job, and like pictures and stuff. Like I wasn't actually. No, I was actually there invited, but I was like, oh,
you're invited to
guess
work.
I'll be there to take pictures. I was invited, and I also worked.
Yeah, you did.
So I was in a conversation with our CEO, and she was like, oh, so what's your team planning? So essentially I'm like thinking, oh, so she's not really requiring us to start coming in immediately. I think she's trying to encourage us to come back in, or to at least do some sort of hybrid thing. But she said, is it necessary for you guys to be in the office? I was like, in my brain I was like, no, but at the same time I was like, yeah, because what's a marketing team doing not knowing what the hell is happening in the building?
That's fair. You can everything can always just be an email.
Yeah, if only these freaking people could get those emails to us in time.
Yeah, that too.
That's the thing. Like, they get this information, they marinate on that information, and they don't get it to us until they're able to sit down and write their dang emails. So like, if we're in the building, if at least one of us is in the building, if at least one of us is in the know, they're gonna be like, FYI, because like the way we relay information most of the time is once we get it, it like gets sent down the pipe immediately. Like it's sent all the way down to me immediately, even though there's nothing to do yet.
It's coming.
Yeah, like, no action needed right now, but A, B, and C. And we're like, all right, cool. Or if we have an early enough meeting, someone will save that for our early meeting. Oh, no action needed, or no action needed to take until 2 weeks from now, but A, B, and C. And then, so we have that info, and then I can sit there and like revisit. I'm like, hey, so about this thing, any updates on that? Because I'm like, most of the outgoing communications goes through me. So I was like, what do I tell people?
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah.
Or it's still ideal for some of us to be in there some days.
I like that she brought that up, though. Is it necessary?
Because she knew there were a lot of these other ones that they're necessary. Like they can't run these programs.
Yeah, it's hard teaching some of these things through Zoom. So
yeah, and no parent would sign their kid up for an online sports class.
Zoom swim class.
Online gymnastics. Oh my God, when we had to close down the pool, or like aquatics department was hemorrhaging staff and money.
Yikes.
Especially like during the summer where swim lessons are a giant thing, or like the spring leading up to summer, because we have an indoor pool.
So most of the time people would want to swim outside anyway.
Yeah.
But the swim lessons during the spring are hella important going into summer. So some of these kids that like belong to swim clubs or like they're the lakes and the suburbs or whatever, like they do a swim test for kids. So they can be allowed to go past certain points in like the lakes or their pools.
Okay.
Like they're like, if you can't pass the swim test, you can only go up to this part of the pool.
Shit, that one should be me, Emeroy versus swimming, because since I don't know how to swim.
Jordan can teach you.
It's been a while. Like we were doing so well with Jordan's swim lessons, and I already had bought on the next session. Then the pandemic happened. Yeah. I think I still have credit, and he was doing so well. I'm bummed like that we couldn't continue. I was like, it was one of my favorite things. I'm like, being a parent, like taking him there, teaching him an essential survival skill so he can sort of save us.
Paying someone to teach him how to essential survival skill.
Yeah. I've thought,
so he can save you when you're drowning.
Ooh, there's survival classes.
Oh, you should do that.
The Emeroy versus survival classes.
You should do the Bretman Rock thing and like do it in Hawaii. I'm kidding, no. Don't go to Hawaii.
There's survival classes over there?
No.
Oh, that's right. No, he took
30 days of Bretman Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I can do those 30. Like I want to start.
He didn't do it in 30 days.
Okay, like that was one of his.
He did it
bits.
in a week. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want.
Or like a couple days.
Because there's like, when I looked it up, there's several versions. There's urban survival. There's like obviously the
zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. When I was really into watching Walking Dead, I was like, I gotta like think of how to survive.
I mean, remember when you and I were like, you did the challenge on like Amazon where we had 5 minutes or something to assemble our go bag, assuming we don't already have one.
Yeah, I already have a go bag. I just don't have those fancy equipment, but I have like essentials.
But yeah, like it also gave us an idea of like what we can add to what we already have.
I definitely want that shovel.
Oh, the tactical shovel?
Yeah.
The tactical shovel.
Yeah. It can do so many things.
Yeah. It's a knife, it's a shovel, it's a spear, it's a bludgeon.
Then
axe.
Dang, give me all these ideas now. Because now I'm thinking like versus paintball.
DIY bungee jumping. You know. Try. Oh.
Like it's funny watching it, but now I'm in the producer seat. I'm like, nope, let's not put our dancers in some sort of reckless danger because we don't have insurance.
That's true. Let's see, what else can you do? Make your own wine.
That'd be fun to do.
Just got a bucket, bunch of grapes, and some clean feet, and just step on it.
Oh, I thought you were actually talking about to a winery.
No, and then like DIY wine, and then you just put it in jars, and then let it ferment.
Here's the thing, like this, the things I want to do is
like Temper Tantrum.
I also want to do as VP if people were actually here. The thing is, like the only VP people, like not to knock them off, is Joey and Noelle, but I also want to include the social media team, which is you and Bernie, and then Camilo. But the thing is, they're all like somewhere else,
not here.
Yeah, so it'd be cool. That's why, like when you're here, like I want to try to do something with VP because at least it's not just the videographers; it's also like this. A representative of the social media team. So yeah, I think that's one of the reasons. Like I would love to do these things, like except ours is like called Vision Paradox and does stuff. Where what would we be doing though? It can be same or tame. We can do the same thing as an escape room, or we can do the paint and sip, which is chiller, or we can do
the paint and puff,
or the paint and puff. Or we can try like certain different challenges, like videographer versus like regular person, and you give me versus Joey. Then we give them a camera versus an actual just an SLR.
Yeah, so like me versus Joey, Noelle versus like Bernie if she's here.
Yeah, those are things that I'd love for us to do, but it's obviously because I feel like that would be like a unique experience to share on YouTube as a social media company. I know based off our data, like the tutorials do best, but I think we discussed this. Like I want to do social media things, do YouTube things like YouTubers as a company. As a social media company, yeah. Yeah, as a social media company. because it's cool to share the tactics, but also like here we have personality too. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Awkward Tea Party. Yeah, if you did, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share this with friends who you think might enjoy this, and do all the things. Hit the bell button, notifications, and whatnot. And if there's anything else, I know we don't care for comments because I get so many requests, but for this one, I will open it. What are some things that you'd like for us to talk about, or any questions for the ATP? Awkward
Send those requests on Patreon.
So other than that, we appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Have an amazing night, day, evening, decade, or whenever, wherever you are. Shakira, take care. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Beep. Beep.